Welcome to The Explainer. Today, we're diving into a tool that's completely changing the game for creatives, Midjourney. We're going to show you how to turn simple words into absolutely breathtaking art, and, even better, how you can turn this new skill into a creative business right from your couch.
You know, so many of us have these vivid, incredible ideas floating around in our heads, but getting them down on paper or onto a screen, well, that's the really hard part. But what if you could just describe your vision? The mood, the colors, the subject, and then just watch it come to life?
So, what is this tool that's making all this possible? Let's get right into it. We're talking about Midjourney, a platform that's revolutionizing the creative world for artists and, well, for the rest of us too.
To put it simply, you tell Midjourney what you want to see using words, and we call these prompts. You just type in a description, hit enter, and in seconds, poof, it generates 4 different visual interpretations of your idea for you to choose from. It's kind of like having a personal artist who can practically read your mind.
And here's the real game changer, especially if you're thinking about a side hustle. A paid subscription, which starts at around just $10 a month, gives you the commercial rights to your creations. Yes, that means you can legally sell the art you generate on things like clip art, wall art, digital papers, you name it.
Okay, so how do you actually take that first step from an idea to a full-blown image? I promise it is so much easier than you think. Let's just walk right through it. The Midjourney website is honestly the best place for absolute beginners. There's no complex stuff to learn, you just follow these 5 simple steps. You log in, hit create, type your idea into that little bar, and generate. That's it. You're officially an AI artist. Pretty cool, right?
And to get your feet wet without any pressure, you can literally just copy and paste this exact prompt into the Imagine bar. It's a fantastic way to get a feel for how Midjourney thinks and see your very first creation appear in seconds.
So you've created your first image. Awesome! But how do you go from a pretty good result to something truly stunning? Well, the secret is all in how you talk to the AI. It's time to learn the art of the prompt. Think of a great prompt like a recipe with 3 core ingredients. First, you need a clear subject. What's the main thing in your image? Next, you add a style. Is it going to be watercolor, photorealistic, or maybe cartoonish? And finally, you sprinkle in the mood. Are we going for mysterious, calm, or maybe super vibrant? You can start with something incredibly simple, like just a vintage rose. Midjourney totally gets this and will give you its default interpretation. It's a great starting point for sure, but the results can be a little generic. But to give your art a specific, consistent vibe, you can tap into what's called a core aesthetic. You've probably heard of things like cottagecore or cyberpunk core. So for that vintage look we're after, we can pull keywords from a shabby chic core, like these right here, to give the AI a much clearer direction. And just look at the difference. This is the real magic of a well-crafted prompt. By adding those core keywords, we're giving the AI a whole palette of information to play with. We're not just asking for a rose anymore. We're asking for a story, a specific mood, a result that's really and truly unique. Okay, ready to really take the driver's seat? We can get even more precise control over our images using what Midjourney calls parameters. Now, don't let the technical name fool you. They're just simple commands you add to the end of your prompt. Think of them as your creative magic spells. The stylize parameter, or just -s, is a perfect example. It basically tells Midjourney how artistic to be. A low number, like 30, means you're in charge. The AI will stick very closely to your words. A high number, like 700, lets the AI off the leash to get more creative and add its own artistic expression. So think of this as your beginner's toolkit. These 3 little codes will give you a ton of creative control. First, -AR sets the aspect ratio, the shape of your image. Want a perfect square for Instagram? Use 1:1. Next, -No is like a magic eraser. It tells the AI what to leave out. And finally, -Seed. That's your secret weapon for consistency. We'll come back to that one. All right, with these powerful tools in hand, we can now start to shift our thinking. We're moving beyond just making pretty pictures and into actually designing sellable products for a real home-based business. This is where it gets really fun. So, this right here is the crucial mindset shift. If you want to build a passive income stream, you have to start designing with a purpose. You're not just creating for yourself anymore. You're creating for a customer and for a specific product, like a sticker, a t-shirt, or a set of digital papers. To create those professional, consistent product collections, you need what's called a style anchor prompt. This is your foundational recipe.
It's a prompt you'll use over and over again, only changing the subject to make sure every single image in your collection shares that same cohesive style, color palette, and mood.
Remember that -seed parameter we mentioned? It's basically the unique DNA of your image. And here's a super handy pro tip for finding it. When you generate an image you absolutely love, just click the little envelope icon right below it. Midjourney will message you the seed number directly. You can then add this number to your style anchor prompt and boom, create a whole collection with that same gorgeous, consistent style.
And if you want to create high-quality, sellable clip art, these pro tips are absolutely essential. Always specify a clean white background. It just makes the art so much easier to use. Adding no shadows is a lifesaver for background removal. An aspect ratio of 1:1 is perfect for sticker sheets, and keeping your prompts simple and focused ensures the AI knows exactly what you want.
And here's the magic in action. This stunning vintage clock wasn't painstakingly painted by hand. It was brought to life with just a few carefully chosen words, exactly like we've been practicing. This is a professional quality piece of art, ready to become a product in your very own creative business. And just like that, you've completed the entire artist's journey in just a few minutes, from a curious beginner to learning the craft to becoming an empowered creator with a business plan. The tools are right there in your hands. The only thing left to do now is decide, what are you going to create?